Hey, all my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel, where we embrace our femininity, increase our womanly value, and celebrate our brothers. So join me on our feminine journey to learn, heal, and grow. Hey there, my Crimsonites, and welcome to the Crimson Cure channel. I'm your hostess, femininity coach, and author of the Crimson Cure, and this is my perspective. So, the generational curses again. The woman you see before you is Evelyn Lozada's daughter. And she is showing off a baby bump. And the game is apparently the father, the baby daddy. Not the husband, not the fiance, not any of those things. He the baby daddy. She's pregnant with this man's child. I don't know where the commitments is at. I don't know where the relationships is at. But she's definitely pregnant. She's very pregnant. And from what the internet is saying, from what she's saying, the game is the father. I pose the question once again. What's the point of living a different life than the hood chick just to end up like the common hood chick? What was the point of Evelyn raising her daughter, trying to give her better than what she had, trying to give her a lifestyle better than what she experienced, trying to put her in position to go to good schools and things of that nature, only for her to end up becoming a single mom, like her mother. Like Shanice is now a single mom, like her mom. And what was the point? What's the point of y'all doing that? What's the point of trying to get a bag, being a boss bee, getting popular, or even if your money don't come from popularity, whatever it is you do for money, whatever, it doesn't matter. What's the point of going through all of that, trying to get your education, trying to live in a better neighborhood, trying to not be in the hood, trying to not be a part of what you consider to be the negative part of the culture, only to end up part of the negative part of the culture, part of the negative statistics? What's the point? What is y'all point? I don't get it. Somebody please explain it to me. Because if you're going to live differently, wouldn't that automatically come with a different mindset altogether? Because y'all think living differently only has something to do with money. But money don't change you. Money exacerbates who you are. Money don't change nobody. Money just exposes you. Money just makes you more of what you are. So like if you a buster that's broke, and then all of a sudden you get $1 billion, you a $1 billion buster. If you a hoe that's broke, and all of a sudden you get $1 billion, you a $1 billion hoe. It is what it is. Okay, those are the rules. I didn't make the rules. Those are the rules. Okay, you are what you are, and getting a bag and all of that other kind of stuff does not change that. This is why I'm pointing out, not because we're so shocked at single motherhood, but I need to point out the generational curse of it all. This is not happening this is not haphazard. This is not happenstance. Oh, these women, the daughters of single mothers, don't just happen to become single mothers just by chance or just by, different circumstances that they can't control. These become choices. They go down the same road that their mothers went down in terms of their value systems. See, getting money doesn't change your value system, because there are broke people who are just as snaky as snaked out rich people. You see what I'm saying? They're just as low down as anybody else. Because we've all run into, if you grew up poor, grew up in the hood, we all ran into or knew about or knew of that grimy individual. Just grimy for no reason. Just, you can't deal with them. You can't deal with them. You asking for it. Going over there, doing anything with them, you know that they're about to do you dirty, because that's just what they do. They got a reputation for it. They're about to snake you. They're about to do you dirty. It's about to be grimy. You have to go over there and take their head off, because you see what I'm saying? And you just knew that if that person had money, they would be even more grimy. The only reason that they not able to do as much dirt to people as they would like to do is because they don't have the resources to do it. The same goes on the flip side. If you're a person that has a good value system, a good spiritual set, a good, you know what I'm saying? Then when you get money, that's going to exacerbate who you are. That's going to further shine a light on the value system that you have. So you're going to move how you would have moved anyway. Now you have the resources to do the good things that you would have done. You see what I'm saying? That you would have wanted to do had you not had the resources to do it. And if you become blessed enough to receive resources, then that good spiritual base that you have is going to shine forth. And then you're going to be able to do all of them good turns that you would have done anyways, than that you've been doing, because that's who you are as a person. But when we talk about generational curses, this is what we're talking about. This is the curse of the lost value system. It's a curse. It's a curse. The lost value system in and of itself is a curse. It's a curse on us because we buy into it, because we neglect our spiritual value. We neglect feeding our internal values. And then we hyper focus on all of the external values. We hyper focus on mobility, education, profession, leisure, and wealth. We hyper focus on those things. And then we don't focus nearly at all on our spiritual selves and our health and our family. Because how is your professional life blooming but your family falling apart? Like, what is that about? How your professional life, your money growing, but your health is declining? How does that work? You see what I'm saying? You was able to buy a better car and a bigger house, but you don't pray and you got an evil mindset. How does that work? That's the generational curse that I'm referring to. And then it trickles down into all of these different symptoms, into all of these different problems that we have that we think are separate problems, and they're not. They're all one problem. The problems that we are experiencing as a group of people are simply branches off of the same problem tree. These are not different problems. Those problems have the same root, and that root is the value system that we uphold and that we perpetuate and that we live by and that we swear by. Right? Too many of us don't care about the internal values. We too focused on external things. And this is how the generational curses continue, because we refuse to focus on the things that are going to actually fix us internally so that we can move differently externally. We refuse it because it's a harder road. It requires more work. It requires more internal work. It requires more introspection. It requires self-correction. It requires patience. It requires discipline. It requires not having instantaneous results. all the time. It requires taking L's sometime and then having to learn from them. It requires a lot of work. And nobody wants to do any work. Everybody wants microwaved outcomes. And it's killing us both physically and spiritually. And don't nobody want to have that conversation. That's why a lot of conversations just go in a circle. It's circular and there is no solution because don't nobody want to take a look and a step back to understand what the solution is. I get a solution almost every time I talk. And then you still got people that I watched a panel the other day, man. I was so disappointed hearing people get up there talking about how money was so important and your internal values and your core values was to take a second or third seat to whether or not you could get money. And it's like the loss, it's the level of loss for me. And it's disheartening. We gonna keep seeing this and worse than this. I run across so much worse than this. I just don't say it on my channel because we will all be sitting here depressed. Like if I didn't keep it at a certain level on my channel, none of y'all would tune in because it would just bring you down too bad. Like the stuff that I actually see that I can make strong commentary on, a lot of y'all wouldn't even be able to stomach this stuff. Anyway, jump down in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you have not. Once again, I'm your hostess, The Crimson Cure, and this was my perspective. Bye-bye, Crimsonites.